Hey y'all, it's Miss Chester. It is Tuesday morning and I am well. I hope you guys are well. As you know, before we left for spring break, we were already talking some about the potential implications of the coronavirus. And I was that crazy teacher making you wash your hands and let you know that I would make sure our room was all sanitized when we got back from spring break. And alas, we're not going to be coming back from spring break in the way that we had all hoped, which is a bummer. And I know I am personally grieving the loss of seeing your faces and all of the things that we'll miss this spring, both as teachers and students, and then, just for my own child being a senior. I know that there are many things that won't be quite the same going forward, and I think it's important to acknowledge that and be truthful with where we are in our emotions during this time. That said, I'm always going to choose to be thankful, and I'm going to find a way to connect and interact with you guys virtually. It may be clunky, it may not be perfect, but honestly, we're going to make it work. We just will. That's what we do. We're Spartans. We're a community, and we're going to get through this together. I hope you guys have checked the email that I sent you yesterday with some information about where we are in EvoGen, where we are in the community. I also know that you're going to get lots and lots of information from teachers over the coming days, and that could be overwhelming. It could just be confusing or downright frustrating, annoying, or it could be wonderful, just depending on where you are in things. But what I need for you guys to know is I need for you guys to know that I'm here for you. I'm accessible. Um, you could text or email me right now, and I would probably be back to you within the next 10 or 15 minutes. In that email, I did give you my cell phone number again, and so feel free to use it if you want to. I'm hoping that I can keep kind of school, cell phone, text calls, whatever, between 8 and 4 on weekdays. But honestly, you all, I love you. You know that I want to make sure you're okay. And so if you need me for something and you feel like you need to text me, then just go ahead and do it. It's going to be fine. If I can text you back, I will right away. And if I can't, well, you know what? I'll text you back when I can get to it. Okay, so I did make some notes because other than saying hello, and I don't know if our class has done a Screencastify before, but that's what this program is. Screencastify. It allows me to talk to you so you can see my face, but also I can share my screen with you. I've been using this for AP Environmental Science a little bit more than EvoGen. I've been doing more of the teaching in EvoGen in class, whereas in AP Environmental, we have to go super fast. And sometimes I'll put Screencastifys up to help students with content. So that they can work through it at home. And we're going to have to use it a little bit more now, obviously, now that we're doing some virtual learning. So let me look at my notes real quick. Uh, um, so yesterday, I think if you've read any of the things that have come out, you know that the school met virtually. So we were on a call, basically a webcast. Mr. Callahan put together a webcast for us where we got to see Mr. Thorson and Mrs. Jolitz and Mr. Stachura and all the division directors and pretty much all the administrators giving us information that we need as teachers to try to prepare and get us ready for this new virtual learning season that we're in. Some of the things that we're all trying to figure out, me included, are how to use apps like Google Meet or Zoom. It's like a go-to meeting where we can all meet virtually and we'll all be able to see each other's face and talk and hopefully be able to do some learning that way. And that will happen. I will get that figured out today and tomorrow. I did a Google Meet yesterday and a Zoom yesterday, but I want to know the ins and outs of it and how I set that meeting up and how you're going to access it. And once I do, I will put step-by-step instructions up for you, likely on a Screencastify like this, so that you can watch my screen and kind of watch what you would do if you were trying to join a meeting. And so look for that. I will post it to Google Classroom when it's ready. The other thing I wanted to say, just a couple logistics. One thing that I know we can keep doing is we can keep working through our Finding Darwin's Guide questions. So you'll notice that I went ahead and posted those right here. I posted you another link to the questions and where you need to turn those in. Those will not be due until next Wednesday, March 25th at 4 o'clock. By that time, hopefully, I will have had a chance to look through all the questions that you've already submitted to me and get those returned to you. I also posted an information about the virtual class, your online learning schedule, our grid, which we will continue to use. And then as soon as I'm done with the Screencastify, I will link it under this link as well. I plan to do in the next day or so a Google form with some questions for you about things that you would like to study going forward. As you know, EvoGen is really hands-on, and so one of the reasons that I'm grieving the loss of our class is because, well, we won't all be working on our own individually and utilizing the skills that we've been working to master over the course of the year. We're going to have to pivot. We're going to have to do something different, and so I need your help thinking about what we want to study. Now, I do have some ideas. We've been studying genetics all year, and so I feel like we understand, or at least have the capacity to understand what's going on with this coronavirus, maybe better than many of the people in our school. And so it may make sense for us to do a virtual unit on the coronavirus and figure out ways to share information even with our classmates and be a resource and a service to help people understand why it's so important to do things like social distancing, why it's so important to wash surfaces and sanitize, how the virus is working, kind of track in an ACAD sort of way how we're doing in the Athens-Clarke County area, maybe share a little bit more about how and why the virus is so virulent, how it affects and attacks the humans in general. Like we can work that out. Now, I haven't planned that lesson yet. We can do it though. I've been looking at coronavirus stuff way too much, as I'm sure you may have too. And so I'll get your input on that and we'll figure that out. I also have some other potential opportunities and ways that we could do some science and do some research virtually and contribute to projects that are going on around the world. So we'll talk more about that on Thursday. But for now, just know that I'm here for you and that I'm going to be working hard to make this fun for all of us. And I'm going to choose the fun and I'm going to choose to be thankful. And you can count on that. So take care of yourself, get some rest, exercise. I've read 2 pleasure books. I hope you guys will be reading something that you like or finding ways to connect virtually with your friends, whether that's through video games or social media or FaceTime, whatever. You guys are so much more in the loop with this kind of stuff than me. Maybe you can teach me some things because we do need each other. I need you guys, and I dare to say that you need us teachers too, and you certainly need your friends. Lean on those folks you love, and it's all going to be okay. I'll talk to you guys soon.